Alright. Hey, what's up guys? Childix here. Welcome back to Fate Grand Order LB6. Last time we went to Murian's ball in Gloucester, the Ferium. And it was sort of a trap, but also not. Yeah, it was kind of trap-ish. We had to fight Tamlin, Tristan, and Beryl, and give a shock to Buffanshi's system beating her ass the way we did. She's like, "What? Huh?" And yeah, and then she got outed for being a vampire who was in Darlington during the last calamity. And people are trying to blame her for it, even though I really don't think she actually did cause it. I believe her when she said that she didn't, that wasn't her fault. I really don't think it was. Hey, LB6 and Meredek. But you know, it is what it is. You know, kind of. She did get what was coming to her, even if she's getting blamed for something that wasn't her fault. But you know, she's murdered a lot of fairies over the years, so hard to give her any pity, really. So anyway, now, and we also made a deal, or not really deal. We're going to Manchester at Barghest's request to potentially work out a deal with her, maybe, because she's kind of interested in emigrating to proper human history. So, but I don't know how that'll work out, given everything. Because Oberon didn't seem too happy at the prospect, given she killed all of his friends at the Welsh Woods. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Hey, Gogeta. Campbell, yeah, no, I don't blame him either. He's justifiably angry. I feel like it's hard to blame. Percival, we're back. Hello everyone. I'm glad to see you all safe and sound. Congratulations on another job well done, Artoria. Itsuka. I think everyone in Britain must have heard that bell of pilgrimage ring. As your exclusive Knight Rider, I too couldn't be happier about the slightest success. On a different subject, did you happen to pick me up a souvenir? I don't know if you remember this, but it was no easy feat for us ferry horses to transport you all from Londinium to Gloucester in only half a day. Of course we remember. Here you go. 2-in-1 hair restorer and suntan oil. I found it at a shady looking hole in the wall. Does he need the suntan oil? It's just one of many different magecraft trinkets being sold there now, thanks to Artoria's previous escapade. Right. A hair restorer for a horse. There's no need to hide it. I already know you're a fashionable fairy who cares a great deal about his appearance. Be honest, aren't you itching to change your look now that Artoria's done the same? You're a great fairy, Oberon. A shady-looking hole in the wall, you say? Sounds like the perfect place to me. Sure. Alright, now that Redra's spirits have been lifted, let's say we head back to Londinium. Sure. Next on our list is Oxford's bell. Once we ring that, this war will really kick into high gear. Actually, there's something else we should take care of first. Would you mind if we changed venues so we could discuss our future plans a little more privately? Oh, that, huh? Okay then, why don't we try going into those woods over there, away from the highway? Yeah, sure. Not shady at all. And of course there's moors. I mean, I knew it was a battle node, but... Damn, sorry about that. I had no idea this forest is actually a Moor's nest. Please stand back, fairies. The Round Table Army will handle this. No need to worry about us. Those Moors won't be able to so much as touch me. Nice hair. I am Redrabit, the fairy steed of flame. See for yourselves how my body burns. Come, Sir Percival, come, Lady Gareth. Let us demonstrate what the Knights of the Round Table truly aspire to. Gareth's like, yeah, okay, buddy. Alright. Sure. Whatever you say, man. Maybe she's jealous at his new do. Maybe she wants to have a different look as well. Okay, let's do you. Actually, I don't know. Actually, no, this works out. 5-star Shaber and Berserker. Ibuki Doji and Kastordia. Boom. Boom. Alright. Yeah, I'm sure it's just a coincidence that the place Oberon took us just happened to be a Moor's nest. I'm so sure, buddy. I'm keeping my eye on you, Redra. I got my eye on you, pal. Ow. Damn, what'd Percy do to you guys? So rude. Actually, could draw fire to Gareth for this turn. Because I feel like they keep attacking Percy otherwise. A weird feeling. Alright. And let's get a full. Actually, I should have done her Noble Phantasm and then double Percival. Since he does extra damage. That probably would have. Actually, no, this works out anyway. It all worked out fine. Ow. Okay. Rude. Pop that for Gareth. Damn, his like a perma attack buff is hi Lobo. How you doing, buddy? This is crazy damage. Nah, they haven't been attacking Redra. Actually, here's what we'll do. Throw this on, as well as the Invincible. You tried, Gareth. That's, you know, you tried. I'll give you that. You very much tried. Alright. Double Percy after the getting the defense down. But yeah, I don't know if we're working a deal with Barghest, but I feel like she won't attack us at least. I feel like she'll keep her word that we'll be safe, probably. Probably. Actually, you know what? Let's bring in someone who can, actually deal damage. Criticals would be great. Okay, or not. That's alright. Rip Percival. Rest in piss. Was Hessian Lobo chaotic? I feel like he was, right? That sounds like it could be right. Maybe not. No. Weird, I thought it was. The should. Yeah. We're good, we're good. Alright, now that annoyance is out of the way, let's discuss what we were. So as I was saying, I was actually thinking of ringing a different bell of pilgrimage next. We know exactly where Oxford's bell is, and now that Woodwose is gone, we can ring it any time. Well, I don't know about any time. So I propose that we head to Orkney next. Morgan is bound to be watching Oxford right now, which should mean Orkney is ripe for the picking. I see, that's a good point. We'll have to make our way to Orkney eventually, after all. And since none of the Queen's troops have been deployed there, now would seem to be your best chance. Unfortunately, it's not quite that simple. The Queen will send her army after us the moment we head to Orkney, to say nothing of Knocknaria's army in the north. Yeah, so I think it'd be safer to advance the Round Table army up near Camelot, then have some troops protect us on the way to Orkney. No, if we go there as an army, Knocknaria will mobilize her army in response. True. She's already gone on the record saying she sees the Child of Prophecy as an obstacle and Artoria as a rival. So if Artoria makes any overt moves, she'll have no choice but to get in our way by virtue of her position as queen. But we really don't want to fight the Northern Fairies unless we absolutely have to. We need them on our side fighting Morgan instead. Right, Percival? Artoria? Right. We would like nothing more than to form an alliance with the Northern Fairies. Not as allies in the fight against the Queen, but as fellow citizens of Britain. Yeah, well, unfortunately, Knocknaria, hates humans. So, you know, maybe that's not likely to happen. We've tried sending messengers to Knocknaria several times, but unfortunately, she won't even give us the time of day. I mean, Knocknaria does hate humans. Actually, I don't know if I'd say hate so much as... Well, never mind. That doesn't matter now. Anyway, I agree with Da Vinci. I think the fourth bell I ring should be Orkney's. Once to do that, we can stop by Knocknaria's camp on the way home. She should be willing to negotiate with us now. Yeah, you're the Child of Prophecy in both name and deed now. The Chocolate Queen can't afford to ignore you anymore. Okay, then the question is, how do we get to Orkney without anyone finding out? What if we went through the Lake District? It's a marshland in northwestern Britain, and constantly mired in fog. The terrain's much too treacherous for an army to cross, and it's full of moors too. Both Narnia's army and the Royal Army always keep their distance. It would be a much more dangerous route than taking the highway, but... Sounds like a good idea to me. Let's do it. Yeah, between the servants and Percival... I imagine Artoria and Gareth and Redra, if he chooses to go with us, will be fine. But I don't know how much a horse ferry would want to go through marshland. We only got so many people with us. We'd be better off dodging moors than an army. I guess that's true. What do you think, Ritsuka? If it gets us there undetected, I'm all for it. I see. Then I guess that's that. Personally, I don't think splitting off from our army is a good idea. But I guess you guys are used to moving about as a small unit, elite unit. For a team with your skills, the Lake District shouldn't be much of a problem. Good luck. I'll be rooting for you. Huh? You're not coming with us, Oberon? Of course not. The Round Table Army is in the middle of a rapid growth period. Someone has to stay and keep an eye on them. Powering up the Child of Prophecy with the Bells of Pilgrimage is important, of course, but so is improving our army. Percival, I'd like you to come along and command the Round Table Army too, so we can secure Oxford's Bell. I'll leave Londinium a little thinly guarded, but if we can occupy Oxford, we arguably won't need it anymore. And once that happens, the Queen's army won't have any more reason to attack there. Then it's settled. Artoria, Ritsuka, Muramasa, Da Vinci, Gareth, and Habitrot. We'll set out for Orkney's Bell by way of Lake District. Redra, would you be willing to help them? I can certainly take them as far as the edge of the Lake District, but I won't be able to bring the wagon in there. So once I've seen all of you off, thou lay low in Edinburgh and pretend to be a wandering knight. You'll all be slipping by Edinburgh on your way back from Orkney, right? So I'll rendezvous with you there. That sounds perfect. Where have you been hiding all these smarts? For that matter, why were you toiling away as Aurora's secret wagon horse all this time? You could have had a much more prestigious career under Woodrose. Nah. As you can see, I've always had an affinity for the wind. So the Wind Clan City feels like home to me. Didn't you say you were the fairy steed of flame earlier? Alright then, Oberon and I will head back to Londinium. Wait, I'm going with you too. I'm sorry, Artoria. I know this is selfish of me, especially after I declared myself the Child of Prophecy's #1 knight. I know my going back to Londinium probably won't make that much difference. But I can still help there, and I just can't leave its people to fend for themselves. What did you see? What do you know, Gareth? That was... Knowing she has, like foresight abilities makes that statement from her really ominous. I don't... Okay. I don't know how I feel about this. Of course, Gareth. You have nothing to apologize for. I think it's great that you found somewhere you belong. Don't worry about me. With Ritsuka, Da Vinci, and Muramasa, I'll be just fine. I sure I'll miss having you around, but it won't be long before we'll get to see each other again in Londinium. So let's make sure we've both gotten stronger by then. Yeah. You got it. In the meantime, I'll be keeping my ears peeled for the ring of the next bell. But of course, we're not going straight to Orkney, right? This is the Manchester section. Good luck to you too, Oberon. Right. Take care out there. Be warned, there's a ton of ash over on that far shore, and it also gets freezing cold out there. And since neither Blanca nor I can cross the ocean, we have no idea what may be going on inside Orkney. Still, whatever you find there, I'm sure it won't be as bad as what we had to go overcome in the Russian Lost Belt. Probably not. Oh, and keep an eye on Artoria. The more nonchalant she acts, the more she's tearing up inside. Yeah, I know. Haha, guess I needn't have bothered warning you, huh? I'm glad she's in good hands. Once we've rung the Orkney and Oxford bells, we'll have to move faster than ever. So in the meantime, I'll do whatever it is necessary to find out where the 6th bell is located. After that, it'll finally be time to face Morgan, regardless of how the odds are stacked against us. What's more, something tells me that even defeating her won't be enough to solve all our problems. Probably not. That'd be too easy, huh? There's something else in Britain. Something cursing every living creature here. Yeah, like the god beast thing that's in the pit. Yeah, but that's probably it. Unfortunately, we haven't the least idea what it could be. Yeah, I'm sure Mash will tell you all about it when she gets back. Whenever that is. Remember this, Ritsuga. We still know almost nothing about Britain's history. If we're lucky, maybe we'll find a clue as to how this world came to be the way it is in Orkney. Maybe. And if we're really lucky, that clue may just give us the edge we need to defeat Morgan. That's a lot of maybes. But hey, not like we can just stop here, right? Alright, casters, huh? Caster. I hear a bell ringing. I hear a voice, my voice, called to me in a dream that hasn't changed once in my entire life. But this is everything we can do for her right now. We think it'll be at least some use. So please make sure she gets it, okay? Okay, well, I think the Child of Prophecy will be thrilled to receive this. Yeah. Yeah? Yeah, we think so too. You guys make sure you keep her safe, okay? Yeah, we'll do our best. I didn't really want to accept those gifts. It was all junk. Any upper-class fairy who saw it would think it was just a pile of trash. But for those fairies who struggled just to make it through the day, it was their most precious treasure. I could see their hopes, their feelings in those gifts, and I could see their future. I saw the hope they were clinging to. I saw their joy in believing in something warm. I saw them tear up from the sheer gratitude of being alive, no matter how hard life was for them. And I saw how they would probably be gone by the next morning. Oh? The next time we came to Gloucester, those fairies were nowhere to be seen. Oh. They didn't entrust their hopes to the Child of Prophecy because they knew they weren't long for this world. They would have loved to live longer, but they wanted to help the Child of Prophecy even more. So they gave me the only treasure they had. Their lives. Oh! Oh! Okay. I really wish they hadn't. Yeah, oh hey look, it's Caliburn. I see a Britain I don't recognize in a world I know nothing about. Oh. I see a young squire standing alone in a town lit only by the rays of the setting sun. It's me as a little girl, though raised as a boy. This other Artoria is placing her hand on a sort of selection, even though no one told her to. Britain's destruction is all but certain now. Anyone who would claim its throne is destined to be a sacrificial lamb. If you become its king, the people will place all their hopes on your shoulders, asking you to make everything right. If you fail, they'll be just as quick to curse you, blaming you for everything going wrong. You'll gain nothing from this. Truthfully, you'll only be making life harder for yourself. A lone mage with a kind face stands behind her, encouraging her not to go through with this. You should think long and hard before you make your choice. Once you draw that sword, you'll never be able to go back to an ordinary human life. Yeah, think about it. No, there's nothing to think about. This just doesn't make sense. The world ending is everyone's problem to solve. If it's going to end, it should end with everyone cursing each other equally. So why? Why are you... I saw a great many people smiling. I don't think that was a mistake. I can't tell if her seeing her other self's life is gonna give her strength or crush her with like the need to like keep up or live up to that legacy. And this is what happened as a result. A pariah to even her own knights and subjects, even after she rebuilt the entire country. Crushed beneath the weight of a world's hope without ever knowing joy of her own. All she built came to ruin and her trusted companions killed each other. Everyone she knew was dead, so she died alone. Yeah. Is this some kind of joke? It's not funny. It's just cruel. Yeah. How could you just use her to get what you wanted and then ignore her forever? How could you forget her like she was just some story you'd finished enjoying? Why'd she have to do all that? Why'd she feel like she had to? I mean, hey, don't worry about it. In one timeline, she ends up getting a husband that, you know, she lives with in Avalon for the rest of eternity. So, you know. Not all bad. There was no reason at all for her to become king. It just seemed like she had the power to. But that's just one timeline, of course. Other timelines, well, no, well, there's the one at least. And I guess there's also the, like, Emiya family menu timeline. Husband who'd officiate the marriage, Merlin? I'm sure Merlin wouldn't mind, because isn't Merlin the reason Shiro was able to get there? Like, didn't he... Because he could only get there with Merlin's approval, right? I'm pretty sure. Hey, like, he did it because he knew it'd make Artoria happy, I think, or something like that. So I'm sure he wouldn't mind officiating about... Like, I'm sure he probably has the credentials. Probably. I don't understand. I've seen her whole life play out now, and it hardly seems like something to aspire to. At the end of last episode, wasn't there a line that's like implied to be from Merlin that basically implies that he helped Shiro get there? I vaguely remember... I don't know, maybe not. I've seen her whole life play out now, and it hardly seems like something to aspire to. Either way, I'm sure Merlin wouldn't mind. even if he did, like, yeah, well. Why'd it have to be you? Couldn't you have just let someone else do it? The worst thing I could say slipped out of my mouth before I could stop myself. My other self quietly turned around to face me and said, "Perhaps, I do think there may have been someone else suitable for this role." And why? Why in the world did you do this? Why? I think you know the answer better than anyone. Because she didn't want to put that burden on anyone else. Although she ends up regretting it, and that's why she's after the Holy Grail, and... yeah. I remember everyone saying something about how improbable it would be. I don't know. It's been what, 5 years or so since I saw last episode, so I don't remember it very well. We've been heading north on the highway all night, and it's almost noon now. Not just pace, we should arrive at the entrance to the Lake District by nightfall. Just please remember that we'll be parting ways temporarily once we get there. Oh, right about that. I was actually hoping we could pick our plans a little and you could head west from here. That's the way to Manchester, right? I want to stop by there before the Lake District. Ah, of course. Manchester? Isn't Barghest's domain? Are you sure about this, Rizka? I'm on board, yes. Yeah, you're a dog person too? What about you, Muramasa? What? Is it really that surprising? I just assumed you'd worked it out when Da Vinci said she wanted to go to Orkney. Well, I didn't, okay? What about you, Habitrot? Did you know? Me? Da Vinci talked to me about it before we got on the wagon. She wanted to know if I'd mind stopping there before Orkney. So even you already knew about this handicap, but I'm supposed to be the leader. Yeah, well, sorry, Artoria, but even if you were on board with this plan, I didn't think you'd be able to keep it to yourself. Barghest is still technically one of the Queen's Tamlin, so I didn't want Percival or Oberon to know about this. Good point. Percival would certainly worry if he knew we were stopping by an enemy's territory. And I doubt Oberon would have been happy about it either, since she burned down his forest. Yeah, Manchester's a nice place. It's very unlike Oxford, which has been getting more modernized with its restaurants. It's still an idyllic fairy town, like you see in a story. Fighting may be against the rules in Gloucester, but Manchester doesn't need to ban fighting. The whole town despises it, you say. Really? Really? Even though survival of the fittest is the law of the land there? Nah. Don't worry, Barghest's take on survival of the fittest isn't quite what you're thinking. Oh, okay. You'll see when we get there. Alright then, Manchester it is. Alright, now I'm kinda curious. Like, what is her take on survival of the fittest then? There won't be any fighting there whatsoever. I give you the Red Rabbit guarantee. Sure. Haven't had such a clear red flag in a while. Yeah. Manchester Main Street. Inside a local tavern. Oh! I thought Morgan hated these bug-like fairies, but Barghest has them in her city? Interesting. Woo, you tourists look really strong. This is awesome. Get them. Really, just like that. Just okay, all right. Just like that. I see. All right. Bruh. So what were you saying, Redrabit, about there being no fighting? What were you saying, buddy? I think you gave the Redrabit guarantee or something along those lines. See how that worked out? I can't believe you've done this. Maybe it's not really serious fighting. I don't know. See. Elated fairy. Alright, what's this buff? Increased charge? Okay, it's nothing really. That ain't nothing. Boy, howdy.
ちょっと休憩。はい、どうします？そっか、行く。ワッツン。暗殺エアツイングズ。はあ、シュート。浅い、浅い。どうします？よーし、出すね。
Nice.
決めちゃおうか。
Thank you.
アンサンブル。開いた。
Ow, that hurt.
開いた。
Chill.
そっか。
了
解。行く。
Should just do this.
決めちゃおうか。大きく華やかに。
Oh wait, this is gonna hurt, isn't it? Oh, this is gonna hurt a lot. Oh boy. That's gonna hurt real bad. But attacking on the turn you came in at? That... Alright. Alright, buddy. Alright. Alright, sure. Alright.
いただきます。ごちそうさま。後より出て先に立つもの。
I guess ready for a bit.
逆光剣。
Of course, he targets Castoria with the fucking Noble Phantasm charge attack. Of course. Of freaking course it does. Because why wouldn't it, right? Damn, I didn't I wasn't sure her Buster alone would kill that. That's fine. We should be able to take out these guys if I do this. Probably didn't even need to do this, but you know, better safe than sorry. So sorry, eh? Alright, that wasn't too bad. Aside from Castoria being unfairly targeted. But you know, whatever. Oh, Manchester's up here. Oh, damn. I thought it would have been, again, like this fortress. But I guess I should have guessed that when I said we were going to Orkney, which would have been up here, and then... Yeah. Yeah, so, alright. Saber? I doubt Barghest is attacking us. I would think. I would hope Barghest isn't attacking us. So if not Bargy... You doing okay, Barghest? It's the same dream I've had several times before. I'm crying while eating the remains of what used to be my lover. They're delicious, I'm so happy. This is wonderful, it hurts, I'm heartbroken, this is madness. Predation is a fact of life for wild creatures. It's natural for us to seek out others, love them, and become one with them in order to survive. Yeah, I guess, in a way. Living by the laws of the wild is also a source of pride for me. I'm blessed with an exceptional spirit origin, even for one of the Fang clan. As one who is born strong, I have a duty to govern and protect the weak. I have to be strong. I have to eat the strong so I can grow stronger. You see, my rules are right. I only love the strong. And I eat those I love so that I may become an even better wild creature. That is my lot in life. That is how I've had so many. That's how I've had many strong meals, so I can defend Britain and protect the weak. But deep down, having another good cry. Why don't you come over here? You don't have to stop crying. Just tell me what happened today. Did something painful happen? Something sad? Did it happen to you while you smiled? Did it happen to someone else while you got upset? Whatever it was, please tell me. I want to know how you feel. It's okay, I promise I'll never stop liking you, no matter how embarrassing it may have been. His body seemed as though it could fall apart at any moment. He could barely speak above a whisper. He was the weakest creature I've ever known, yet he helped me tremendously when I was on the verge of a breakdown. You know, there's nothing like a fun story to cheer you up in hard times. Why don't I tell you another tale of your favorite Knights of the Round Table? Okay, so she's got someone from proper human history in her. I mean, I thought as much. Because it seemed odd that she apparently knew more than just Gawain's name. Like, she was like, I could never compare to proper human history. Gawain is like, that's a weird thing to say if you don't know anything about him. I'll tell you a story of Flotsam that drifted here as a changeling. A florid, proud, and slightly somber story. A story of the brave knights you've always looked up to. The knights of those stories were not compelled by anyone to be righteous. They were born righteous. They were proud, they were wonderful. They protected the weak and did good deeds wherever they went. They may have only stories from another world, but I still admired them more than anything. Even though a despicable fairy like myself had no right to do so. But whenever I shared my trepidations through my tears, he always responded with a gentle smile. There, look out at the garden. Those flowers you planted have grown in beautifully. And I see you planted another one for me today, so that I could enjoy them even though I can't walk. Thank you. That's so kind of you. I only hope that one day you'll be free of the pain you carry in your heart. Can't walk. I have a weird theory about who that is. Why do I get like weird Wodime vibes? Like, from proper human history, probably. Can't walk. Is severely like hurt and something like he needs to be cared for. Why do I feel like Wodime somehow survived getting cut in half and is just I don't know, it seems unlikely, but it also wouldn't surprise me given it's Wodime. Like, him surviving that wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world. That's right, her love runs true and deep. And with every new relationship, she's certain she can prevail over her need to consume. She's never succeeded. Now she's at her limit. No, she reached her limit a long time ago. I don't know how many times she's thought of putting herself out of her misery. But despite that urge, her strong sense of responsibility forbids her from taking the easy way out. So she lives with the guilt of devouring her lovers, and as penance, continues to protect Britain even as it tears her up inside. She's an example to all of us. That's why I want to help her any way I can. You're the only fairy possessed of true nobility. It would be a tragic loss for you to take your own life. So let's make a deal, Barghest. It's still a little too soon for you to take on the curse, after all. Sorry, so sorry, high on life fairy. I really am sorry about that, everyone. And I hope you can forgive them. I promise I'll give these idiots a stern talking to later, so this sort of thing doesn't happen again. They're very susceptible to trends, you see, and well, you know, they're talking about Camelot preparing for war these days, right? That made them want to have a pretend war of their own. They were satisfied with board games up until you walked in, but... Oh, come on, those fairies and the humans just looked so strong. I knew it'd be a blast to fight them. Don't be daft. Have you forgotten that Lady Barghest is back right now? If you louts ever get someone killed and she finds out about it, she'll have your heads and mine. You ought to be thanking your lucky stars that these people are so strong and understanding. Also, no more alcohol for you until I say so. Aw, come on, don't be like that. I can't go back to not drinking human alcohol now that I know how good it is. Yeah, well, tough luck. Well, Reg Rabbit, care to revisit your Reg Rabbit guarantee? That's strange. I distinctly remember Manchester as a town bursting with smiles, kindness, and violence. Don't be silly, there's no violence here. The rule of Manchester is survival of the fittest. Huh. She looks just like the fairies we saw in Wales. I'm Jenny. I was just born near here recently. I see. That explains it. So you must not know much about Manchester yet. Do you happen to know where the Lord's house is, Jenny? You mean Lady Barghest? Sure. It's over that way at the end of the big road. Jenny for becoming a servant? No, that'd be interesting, having like a bug-esque fairy as a... I mean, you know, aside from the Oberon's tiny form, which is his extra attack apparently, but, you know, other than that... Oh yeah, I see it now. Looks like it's a big mansion with a beautiful garden. Anyway, I thought Manchester was a Fang Clan town, but I guess it has fairies like you too. Are there Earth Clan fairies here as well? I'm not sure. I haven't seen many Earth fairies. There's lots of humans here though. It's about half fairies, half humans. Really? So far I've only seen fairies walking around. Are there really that many humans here too? Of course, it's survival of the fittest here. So the strong have to protect the weak. I know, because I'm one of the ones being protected. Lady Barghest might be strict, but she's also really kind and really funny. So that's how she defines survival of the fittest, huh? Now I get it. I had my suspicions given what we've seen of her. But it does look like to Barghest, survival of the fittest ain't about the strong preying on the weak. Oh, that's right. She's been like this for as long as I can remember. I can remember. The strong should only eat the strong. The weak aren't worth eating, so they must be protected. She'd say that all the time. Yeah, now seems like a good time to ask. Yeah, you know Barghest, Artoria? Did you know Barghest when you were kids or something, Artoria? Of course not. Don't be silly. I mean, you saw how Barghest didn't even recognize me, right? Right. Nope, certainly not. I certainly haven't known her a long while. No, sir. In fact, I don't know a single thing about her. Nothing. Right. Right, yeah, not like you didn't somehow know her true name. You call her Baggy, which is clearly a nickname. You just went on about how she's been like this for as long as I can remember. You know, definitely you don't, yeah, yeah, sure.
Huh? I know about Lady Barghest. She's back at her mansion right now. Everyone in town keeps congratulating her overcoming back to visit her new lover all the time.
Are you kidding me? All her talk about being a proud and noble Tamlin, and she still has the time to keep lovers? Barghest's lover, should not. I don't even want to think about it. You can't take what rumors say too seriously. It's not like she ever confirmed any of them herself. And even if what they say is true, that's between her and her lovers, right? If they're all okay with it, who are we to judge? Damn, very open-minded of you. Well, true love or not, crimes are crimes. But this is also the land of the Fae, and we know different areas have their own very different rules.
Still, now that we've come this far, we can't leave without seeing her. If you're scared, Retrobit, it's okay, you can wait here. Besides, we're the ones who want to talk to her.
No, that's okay. I have come this far with you, and I'm not about to part ways now. Hey, I'm a nosy and kind of stuff. I have to blow my nose. Hang on, be like 30 seconds. Alright. That's better. I've come this far with you, and I'm not about to part ways now. Besides, I can't help it if she sets her sights on me as her next dish. That's just a burden someone as popular with all ages as me has to bear. Sure, buddy. Sure. So if things should take a turn for the worst, I can at least be bait. I mean a meat shield for the rest of you while you make your escape. Why does it sound like you... Okay. Why does it seem like he's not that perturbed at that prospect? Now come, let us be off to the demon's lair. I'm certainly not afraid of any horrific fairy-eating black dog. Sure, buddy.
Welcome to Manchester, everyone. What a wonderful surprise to see you taking me up on my request
Less than a day after I made it. Yeah, well. Gorgeous. Who in the world would call such a beautiful lady horrific? Okay. I see now that you're nothing less than a true noble. Nay, a true champion. Personally, I, Retrobit, feel as though I've just been hung out to dry in the final corner. Uh-huh.
Thank you for your kind words. May I ask who this Fang Clan fairy is?
Don't worry about him. He's just another hapless horse. Happy Cat, would you mind taking Redger outside for a bit?
Sure thing. Come on, Retrobit. Let's go out to the yard. I noticed there was a fun-looking plaza out there.
It's called a paddock habitat. There really is nothing like a clan mansion. They always have so many luxuries, even when the owner has no particular plans to use them. Thanks for the warm welcome.
Of course. It is incumbent upon every good lord to show their guests proper hospitality. All the more so when it was I who invited you to begin with. If anything, I should be thanking you.
Anyway, I'm glad you let us in here without even patting us down. Now that we know for sure you don't mean to fight us, we can relax and get down to... Barghest? Of course. I'm afraid you're mistaken in that. Well, I certainly bear you no ill will. As you can see, I do have every intention of fighting you. Oh, okay. Huh? What's the meaning of this, Barghest? Would you kindly stay out of this? My business is with you? Ritsuka, master of Chaldea, and Leonardo da Vinci, her faithful servant. I know this is unbecoming, but I would like to ask you with all respect for a duel. Sure? Would you be so kind as to show me your strength once again? Of course. Now I see. You want to find out if Chaldea can walk the walk before we talk the talk, huh? I gather you won't trust us unless we can prove we're able to beat you without the Child's Prophecy's help. That is true, yes. But more than that, I'm interested in you, Ritsuka. I want to see just how far a mere human can go against us fairies. No. I'm going to see for myself whether your victories so far have been more than a fluke. Okay. Well, so much for that and this not being Barghest attacking us. That didn't seem to pan out. Oh, good single target. Actually, Orion could be good. Yeah, we'll bring Super Orion. Does it count as an attack if dual challenge is clearly issued? I mean, I guess not. But would she have just let us walk away if we refused? Is the real problem there. I mean, maybe. Let me bring... Yeah, this'll work. Let me bring actual craft distances. That'll be handy. Is Barghest chaotic? Probably not, right? Chaotic good, okay. So yeah, actually, let me bring... one of... Where is it? Hello? Some of these... Is it not filtering properly? Some of these definitely should not be in here. What the heck? Okay, let me lower it to... this, there we go. Or maybe all of those were correct, I don't know. There it is. Let me bring Inverted Rain of Mud. And I'll bring one for Archer Toria as well. Actually... No, you know what? On second thought... Give me... Where is it? What did I hit? Oh, this. I'm staring right at it. Give me this instead. Alright. This should work. probably. Hopefully. I doubt it'll be that hard of a fight if it's restricting us to 3 people. I assume it's probably just break the break bars, if I had to imagine. Sure, actually. I should probably do just a full Castoria Zerker combo, but I also want to charge up. Yes, get some charge on Summer Toria. Or Summer Normal Toria, because this is also a Summer Toria. So it's. Ah, well. Yeah.
その希望は消えはしない。ホープウィルスキャメロット。はあ、シュート。えい、ほう。スイッ。スイッ。スイッ。
Hang on.
祝福なんて呪いみたいなもんだぞ。
No, this is a waste. What am I doing? Why am I doing this? She doesn't have enough health for this to be good. Shit. Fuck. Damn it. Why'd I do that? Piss. Damn it. Well, hang on. Okay. But
妖精体拡大。いいとも見せてやる。ブラックドッグカラティーン。
well, okay. I feel like that's cheating a little bit. Okay, he still has his. Yes, okay. Because I didn't use it, he still has it. Okay, good. So let's do. I guarantee a crit.
Artemis, その力を貸してくれ。お前と一緒なら負ける気がしない。アルテミス、アグノス。そらそらそら。
Nice.
我が矢の届かぬ者はいない。
Okay, perfect. Alright, we're good. I could have sworn, though, that the greatly increased crit strength was only a one-turn thing. And since I didn't use it the same turn, it was a waste. But no, it still was on, so that's good. Whew. I probably would have been able to eke it out without it, but made it a heck of a lot easier. 1 minute we're fighting, the next we're enjoying a veritable feast. Oh. Just goes from, okay, yeah, you know, you guys are strong, that's fine. Let's eat.
Whoa, these gnocchi are so good. I love how versatile potatoes are. No matter what world they come from.
These oysters are amazing too. I was a little shocked when they came out on that huge plate piled up to the ceiling. But damn if I couldn't eat these things forever.
Don't let the fancy presentation fool you. It's not nearly as impressive as it looks.
Just look at all those meat pies dominating the table. There must be enough here to cover Gareth's entire shield. That makes pretty clear how vain Baggy is. Bruh, do you gotta pick a fight? She's obviously trying to break her concentration by overwhelming us with quantity and flourishes. Won't work on me, though. Okay, yeah, alright, sure. So you're not aware that you're taking a bite of meat pie even as you speak? Oh man, this is really good! There. I changed back to my usual armor now that I'm done with both fighting and cooking. I do hope you like the food. I apologize that I couldn't make anything more than these simple dishes. Oh, no, it's fine. It's good. It's good. Normally I would have had my chefs do the cooking, but I had to give them a leave of absence as part of my house arrest. You mean you made all this yourself? That's right, but it's nothing too impressive. I merely imitated flour-based human culinary techniques and drilled them into me. It's a far cry from the gourmet cuisine they serve in Camelot.
Huh, is that so? I didn't think you Tamlin were so domestic.
It must be hard being the lord of a hick town like this if you have to do your own cooking. I don't understand. Shouldn't everyone who plans to get married someday be able to do all manner of housework? Oh. How very... Again, like Artoria said, domestic. I was trying to think of a different different word, so I wasn't just saying the same thing she did, but that's incredibly domestic. Damn. That hit Artoria right in the damn I can't cook. Okay, let's not go down that path any further. Besides, we have other things to talk about. Indeed. Now that we've come this far, I'll be completely frank with you. Okay? Okay, Frank. I want to keep the residents of Britain safe. That is why I pledged my horn to Her Majesty. But Her Majesty does not share that goal. In fact, she is actively working to worsen the Great Calamity. She cares only for Fairy Britain itself, not the Fae who inhabit it. So here's my proposal to you, Child of Prophecy. If you mean to ring the bells of pilgrimage so that you may truly save Britain, I am willing to fight for your cause. Okay, this is promising. If need be, I'll even rise up against the Queen herself during the Battle of Camelot that's now sure to come.
You're serious about this, aren't you?
I don't mind having you on board, but what about your pride as a knight?
You really want to join our side even after you destroyed the human ranch and burned down the Welsh forest at the Queen's command?
That's right. Even if it is too little too late, I still wish to join you. As to my crimes, you're welcome to convene a court-martial after the Battle of Camelot. Rest assured that I'll expect no mercy. I'll accept whatever punishment fits my crimes. But first, I want you to promise me one thing. Ritsuka, Da Vinci, you've both said it's possible for Fairy Britain's residents to immigrate to proper human history.
Yeah?
If that's true and you two are willing to tolerate fairies living among you, then I would ask that you please give the matter some thought. Her Majesty has already told me that our Britain's is what is known as a lost belt. A world that was meant to disappear to make way for proper human history. I believe it. I have no doubt that this Britain should never have come to exist.
What makes you say that, Barghest? You want to protect Britain, right? So why do you think it should never have existed?
Aren't those the two ideas mutually exclusive? Because we fear this land. Every one of us. I suspect you could ask any fairy in the land, and they would give the same answer. At any rate, under Queen Morgan's reign, every fairy will perish by the end of the year. I naturally have no notion of what our lives would be like under the Child of Prophecy's reign. But if there should be fairies who under her reign wish to move outside the world, I hope you would take them in. If worst comes to worst, and this Britain really does disappear, I could ask for nothing more than to have the fairies born here live on in your world. What do you think, technical advisor? I think it's a great idea. In fact, I can't come up with a single reason to refuse. But didn't we say that it could be risky to bring fairies from here to proper human history because they might be what causes the collapse? The Stormborder's border is big enough to hold up to 500 refugees. They would have to live there until we resolve the bleached earth phenomenon, of course. But as long as they're okay with that, they should be able to get by in the border just fine. Why does that not... I guess this just said storm border, right? Okay. Yeah, okay. Besides, this is exactly what the storm border was designed for. It's a modern-day Noah's Ark. Which is weirdly fitting given that, you know, back during the FGO Arcade crossover event, you guys told me that in Arcade, he literally was fused with Noah. So, you know, Nemo that is. So that's oddly fitting.
Well, there aren't very many of them. There have been a few vessels like that in proper human history. They served as literal lifeboats to preserve the future of the species they carried.
500 ain't a whole lot compared to the fairy population at large, though. You gonna be okay with that, Barghest?
Yes. Saving even a small number is far better than failing to save anyone.
As long as you remember this promise, you know my wish, then I'll gladly become a filthy turncoat for your cause. Of course, I'm sure Sir Gawain would think poorly of me for this. However briefly I used his name, I admit the very idea of betraying one's lord must be unthinkable to him. Gawain would have some choice words for you, but he'd also be proud of you.
I see.
So he really would scold me.
But I have to ask, are you sure about this, Barghest?
Never mind the politics, are you sure you can trust us, your enemies?
I'm sure. You said something like this before yourself, Ritsuka. Even if the world's about to disappear, you didn't want to let what might come tomorrow ruin today. And you were exactly right. Instead of worrying what might happen tomorrow, I should focus on what I can do today.
Artoria looks very skeptical.
Alright, I can't possibly turn you down at this point.
Forgetting for a moment how in the world I'm going to explain this to Oberon.
Tamlin Barghest, if you really want to help the Child of Prophecy, you can do so in Camelot. Once the fighting there begins, you're to refrain from attacking the Round Table Army.
That part is absolutely non-negotiable.
Aside from that,
well, if you feel like neutralizing some of the Queen's army for us, I'm not going to stop you.
Anyway, those are my only instructions. Any thoughts, Barghest?
I'm surprised you didn't ask me to open the castle's gates from the inside for you.
Did I not say you need not hold back on my behalf?
No, we can do that ourselves, probably. I know, but I just don't trust you enough to rely on you for something so crucial. Honestly, fair enough.
All you have to do is fight within your means. We can break down the gates ourselves.
Good point. If I were lying, you would certainly be in dire straits if you trusted me to open the gates for you.
You've made the right choice, but I must admit I didn't expect you to be so severe. Personally, I don't think it's gonna come to that. By the way, on a much lighter subject... yes. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have. Could you introduce us to your significant other? That's quite the ask. Okay. Yeah, I'd love to meet them too. We heard all about it in town. They say you come back to Manchester all the time just so you can spend time with your new squeeze. It's not all the time. I just come here as often as I can. Right. Okay. Besides, he's not my significant other at all. He's just a human boy I take care of. I only love the strong. Right. I would never even dream of taking a lover as weak, incapable, and devoid of a future as him. Sure. You sure about that? They say love is blind for a reason. You could just as well end up falling in love with the last person you'd suspect. I could? I suppose I shouldn't be so surprised. The proper human history's culture is so... advanced. But, I digress. Adonis is very weak. He's been sickly all his life. He's currently recuperating here in my mansion. Adonis, okay. Well, he was very excited to meet you when I told him about you, Ritsuka. I'm afraid he's been struggling with an unrelenting coughing fit recently. And I haven't been able to get him the medicine he needs thanks to the imminent great calamity. So I want to at least let him get all the rest he needs. That said, I'd be very grateful if you could come here to meet him after the battle at Camelot. I may not be able to come back myself, but I know you would all get along very well. Gotcha. Sorry for the uncouth request. I guess fairies aren't the only people you want to keep safe. Of course not. I may hesitate to discipline uneducated humans, but even that's no more than the basic training humans need to survive in this world. Even though I may not hesitate. Okay, I think I read it as I think I read it without the "not" the first time. Hey, Beowulf. Okay, so you're being kind to them in your own way? At least that's how you see it, Barghest? Fairies and humans are two halves of one whole. You cannot treat them separately. Protecting fairies means doing the same for humans. Well, this has been a really productive talk. I'm glad we stopped by Manchester. I think this has been a good respite for you too, Artoria. You must have enjoyed getting to talk with an old fairy friend of yours, right? Sure, you might have been acting huffy, but you clearly also enjoyed the meat pies, seeing how you ate so many. A respite? Hardly. This wore me out even more than acting the part of the Child of Prophecy around the Round Table Army. Sure. Now if we're done here, let's get going already. We still have to make it to the Lake District by nightfall. The Lake District? I see. So you're going to Orkney. There may not be very many moors up north, but each individual moors there is stronger than what you're accustomed to. And those in the Lake District are especially strong at that. Be careful out there. Thanks for the heads up. I guess that confirms that she can that she can untransform them. Yeah, it wouldn't be much of an education if they were stuck like that, huh? So yeah, they must be able to get turned back. Oh, what is it, Barghest? Still got something on your mind? Yes. I was just thinking about the relationship between master and servant you told me about during our meal. Her Majesty has told me about servants as well. Servants are spirit beings that are retrieved from the Chronicle of Human History, a place beyond time known as the Throne of Heroes. They come into being when their master summons them for a particular purpose. These servants then stay by their master's side, and should their master die, they vanish. Do I have that all correct?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, yep. Why?
Then it doesn't make sense. What, that a servant would obey a master when the master's weaker?
I've wondered about that too, but no. That isn't what I'm talking about now.
Okay.
I'm talking about Beryl Gut.
He claims that Queen Morgan is a servant he summoned himself. But Queen Morgan has never called Beryl Gut her master. And above all, he only came to Fairy Britain a few months ago, while Morgan's been queen for over 2,000 years. That's what doesn't make sense.
That's what I said!
Her Majesty was alive and well long before this man came along. Unless, is it possible to summon a servant version of a currently living person?
Yes. It is. But that would beg the question, where's the living Morgan then? If she was replaced by a servant version, where's the living one? Honestly, I've been wondering about that too.
I can think of one possibility. There have been a few cases where the future forms of heroic spirits with exceptionally complex histories have been summoned in the present day, while their original selves were still alive. And since in proper human history, Morgan was known to have 3 separate personalities, it could be that one of them was summoned here. But of course, if that were the case, it would also mean there are 2 Morgans here in Fairy Britain. I don't suppose you've seen any signs of a second Morgan, or even heard rumors to that effect. No, I haven't. There is only one Queen Morgan, and she's not a servant. I have served Her Majesty for 200 years. I am absolutely certain she's a fairy. That's why I wished to ask you about this. Is this Beryl Gut truly Morgan's master?
That's the question, isn't it? But I mean, we saw in the talks Beryl had with Bavanshi that he just not even implied. It was straight up said that he didn't have a servant yet. That's what he told Bavanshi. So I'm pretty sure him saying that about Morgan, either he's lying to Bavanshi, or what he said to us about Morgan being his servant is a bluff. Hard to say. Circumstantial change confirmed. The price has now been paid. I have a proposal for you chosen ones. An offer for those of you who are cast aside. If you desire acclamation, then choose rebirth. If you desire indolence, then choose eternal sleep. Okay, this is them being woken up. It makes no difference to a god. It makes no difference? Well, sure as shit makes a difference to me whether I live or die. Living inevitably means struggling, while dying takes those struggles right off your plate. I've always preferred to keep things simple. I can't even dance if I've got too much on my mind. Acclaim, power, the future of humanity. Being the best version of myself I can. Fact is, I don't care enough about myself to get worked up about any of that. Okay, Mr. Foreign God, I hear ya. But before I give you my answer, can you tell me one thing first? I asked him if there was anything in this world that actually mattered to me. And he answered me without a second thought. Guess that's a god for ya. I guess. Hey, Kashtaria. So you made it back to life too, huh? Oh, hey, that's awesome. I thought I'd be the first one out, but I guess I was dead wrong. I mean, I'm talking about a foreign god here, right? One who says he's gonna refute all of human history? I figured the only ones who jump on a sweet offer like that would be me, Pepperoncino, or Daybit. Not at all. I have as much desire as the next person.
What could be more enticing than the prospect of creating a new human history? You'd have to be mad to refuse. Well, damn, I stand corrected. So you're finally showing your true colors, how would I? mean, there's been times before when I couldn't believe the stuff that came out of your mouth, but still. Anyway, you've got a real nice smile now. I like it. It's a big relief. That smile says I'm gonna abandon all of humanity, to their deaths, so I can be the king of the goddamn world. If you were all broken up about this while pretending to be one of the good guys, then I'd have had some serious reservations about sticking with you. Do I really seem that different now than I did before? Nope, you don't, and that's why I'm so happy about this. You've actually been off your rocker this whole time. Oh, well, at least I already knew on some level that the members of Team A misunderstood me in many ways. Hey, don't get all gloomy on me. I like this new you. So, what do you want me to do, Wodime? You're the team leader, yeah? And hey, now I finally get what the whole Cryptor thing was all about. That's right. You were brought into the Singularity repair missions for emergency contingencies, weren't you? You know about our secret Sirius lights, and how to use them. You also know how they're designed to deliver the decisive blow to ensure the preservation of humanity. When the foreseen singularities appear in the 7 points in human history we expect them to. Huh. I thought only me and Marsbury knew about the Sirius lights. Guess you did too, huh? Or maybe the foreign god told you? Either way, you sure cut my work out for me. You guessed it. I'm the cleanup guy. It's my job to dispose of anyone thinking about deserting their post. So what are you gonna do with me? What are you gonna do with me now? Gonna kill me here while we're all alone so as not to wreck team morale? No. I think your ruthlessness could be useful. I want to use it. Eventually, everyone from Team A will be resurrected and assigned a lost belt. From there, the foreign god will give us each a ticket to potentially become the king of the world, in exchange for growing our lost belt's tree of emptiness. And I would like you to tear your ticket up. You don't mind, right? It's not as though that ticket will actually be good for anything. However, you can't be reckless about it. You'll need to do it in secret, while making it seem as though you're still giving it an honest try. Huh? Hang on. You're telling me to betray the foreign god too? And what was that about tearing up my chance to becoming the king of the world? Are you shitting me with... You'll be assigned to the Isle of Britain. I took the liberty of choosing it for you. I assume you don't mind, it being your homeland. And if I do? Not even Marsbury was this unilateral about his decision-making, you know? I see. Unfortunately, now that I've already brought this up, I can't pretend it never happened. If you refuse, I'm afraid I'll have no choice but to kill you. What, seriously? So I got no choice in this? Thank you, Beryl. I'm glad we understand one another. Damn. You're the only one I can ask to do this. I don't know what that lost spot is like, but I do know Britain's crucial to the Magecraft world. There's no telling what could happen if the foreign god were to inhabit something which came from there. It's the one lost belt that must be cut down before it can grow to maturity. How you choose to go about it is your business, but... Basically, you just want me to slack off like I've always done, right? Okay, pal, you got it. Besides, never had much interest in competing to be king of the world anyway. This gig's way more up my alley. That said, Wodime, this is still a deal we're making, so I expect you to keep your to keep up your end of it too. Once you become the king of the world, you'd better make damn sure I live it up in the lap of luxury, all right? I'm sure. I'm sure he'll. Or he would have, that is, kept that promise. Probably not, given he would have turned everyone into gods. Meaning, everyone would have been more or less equal. So there wouldn't have really been luxury for you to have. Shit, there really isn't a goddamn thing here, is there? Well, apart from all the phantasmals and fairies and assorted nasty beasties running around. How's a place like this gonna be any threat to the new human history? I guess even Wodam gets it wrong every now and... No, wait. I remember that look on his face. Whatever's here, he was positive it was gonna be a problem. Maybe he knew about something funky going down in London the rest of us didn't. Nah, well, no sweat off my back. That just makes my job even easier. Now I can take care of the Tree of Emptiness without anyone getting in my way. Speaking of which, I should probably go about summoning my servant. Thanks for making sure each crypto could summon at least one servant, Marsberry. I mean, it was the least you could do after inscribing us with something as dangerous as the Serious Lights, but still. Of course, I still don't know exactly what kind of servant I'm gonna get. But I think I can make a pretty good guess. Whoever I summon, my only condition is that they're capable of destroying the world. Okay, so he actually... Wait. Interesting. I am Morgan, the Fairy Queen, a ruler. I have come in response to your summons. So he did summon Morgan. But then... You there, descendant of witches. Are you my master? So he summoned the Lost Belt version, which is why Barghest is still sure that she's a fairy. Right? That must be the case. But no, you'd think that she'd still register as a... That was a good nap. I knew I made the right choice stopping here before heading home to Darlington. Whoops, sorry, Queenie. Didn't realize you were still hard at work on the throne all by your lonesome. Still, don't you think it's time you chilled out just a bit, Morgan? The Tree of Emptiness is dead. Gishtaria was our biggest enemy and we defeated him too. The foreign god never got a hold of the spirit origin she wanted and she never will now. There's nothing for us to be afraid of. We've practically already won. So why not just relax? It's not like Chaldea or the Child of Prophecy are any threat to you, right? Of course not. I've never considered either of them to be my enemy. My only enemies are the humans who once rejected me, and the Isle of Britain that would reject the fairy Britain I've created. Proper human history itself is my enemy, and so I will not relinquish my throne until it's been truly, utterly destroyed. Know this, Barrel Gut. The fault for Bavanshi's failure in Gloucester lies in part with you. If you're so inept as to be unable to babysit a child, I'll be forced to reconsider your position as both my husband and master. Tell Bavanshi she has had her final chance. I've clearly been too soft on her. It's time she learned to carry herself in a manner befitting my heir. Whatever you say, Morgan. She'd be a lot happier to hear that from you, but I guess it's too much to ask. You don't really love anyone, so there's no chance you'd allow an heir to take over for you. Man, I almost feel sorry for Bavanshi, being adopted by a woman as cold-hearted as you. Yeah, I feel bad for her too. I thought, you know, maybe Morgan might care a little bit, but no. 'Twould seem that is not the case. I mean, she did adopt her though. Hard to say if she's that cold-hearted. Yeah, but it's probably just adopted her to fuel her own agenda, if anything. So it's, I don't know. Maybe not, but I can't imagine. There's really, yeah, who knows? After the incident at the pit, Mash and Ash began investigating ruins all around Britain. Their only leads were the stories passed down within the Mirror Clan and the murals left behind by the Rain Clan. And so they set out from west to east on a great adventure in search of written records left behind by humans. Between running into Moors, getting attacked by anti-Londinium fairies, and fighting the occasional giant monster when Ash felt like it, things weren't always easy. But when all was said and done, these travels became lovely memories. Of course, it helped that Mash was always so strong and awesome no matter what. I guess this is, Hobitrot or Totodrot writing in her diary. Hey Mash, didn't you call me by some weird name when we first met? Guess I did. I'm sorry. You, looked so much like someone else I know that it just slipped out. Really? And there's someone out there who looks just like me? What are they like? I only spent a little time with her, but that was enough for me to know she's a wonderful person. She's brave and kind and dependable, and she spent a lot of time in her workshop making all sorts of clothes. Her name's Hobitrot. She's a very happy fairy who wants nothing more than to be a friend to brides everywhere. Whoa, so there's a fairy like that in the future, huh? I guess her name does sound a lot like mine. Maybe it's a fake name like Ash's. Maybe she's trying to cover up her true name. Oh, fake name, huh? Interesting. That's enough, Mash. You agreed not to tell us too much about the future, remember? Yeah, I remember. You're right, I'm sorry. I thought it would make Totodrot happy, and I didn't stop to think about what I was doing. Gotcha. You can be pretty careless sometimes, huh, Mash? I'm sorry, too. Still. Yeah, I like the idea of being a friend to brides everywhere, too. That sounds like a great life to me. Well, they had a lot of conversations like that, so I thought I'd include one for posterity. Anyway, their search through ruins lasted about 5 months. They didn't learn much, but they didn't give up either. They kept doggedly pursuing the threads of Britain's history, and eventually arrived at the priestess's prophecy. It was Britain's first prophecy of destruction, a curse left behind by the first human, the priestess of the enshrined deity. It predicted there'd be 4 major wars named after the 4 seasons, but the War of Winter had not yet happened. I never did find out what it meant. Really, all we got from our expedition was a lot of fun memories. And while I know I've already written this down several times, let me remind you once again this took place in Fey Era 400. Now there were only a few days to go until the coronation at Londinium, which would decide the fate of all of Britain. And as one of the key figures in that coronation, Ash needed to return to the castle soon. Are we gonna see everything go wrong? There, the needlework's all done. All I have to do now is make the embroidery motifs. I think I'll make a purple rose for Ash and a blue rose for Mesh. Let me see. You did a good job. I have no complaints. You've gone from crybaby to expert. This is why I love handicrafts. Although I'm not sure about using embroidery for the brooch. Ash is going to be a queen, so she should have something that shines. I think a pattern of beads modeled after the world tree should do the trick. Here, give me that. Let me show you how it's done. Wow, have you always been that good with your hands, Black Knight? You're like some sort of sewing master. Totodrot's changed so much since you came along, Mash. And it's all thanks to you. We've been together for hundreds of years, but I've never seen the other side of her before. Ugh, I really am a terrible friend. I was so caught up in the fighting, I never even noticed what Totodrot was going through, and she's always been there for me. Oh no, it was nothing. I just happened to be in the right place at the right time, that's all.
And the only reason Totoro got interested in making clothes in the first place is the upcoming coronation. She said she wanted to make you a gown so pretty that you'd be the fairest fairy in all of Britain. So I'm sure she would have gone on to become a great tailor, even if I never shown up. Ash? Alright, I think you deserve to know at least a little of how I really feel. I'm no savior, Mash. All I want to do is keep Britain itself alive. I no longer have any intention of saving all its fairies or of protecting humans like you. Huh? What are you saying? You are protecting everyone. I've seen it myself. Here's the thing, Mash. For the last 3,600 years, I've been dispelling the calamities that appear every 100 years, and the great calamities that appear every 1,000. Before, when I said I would let the fairies handle the aftermath and go to sleep in a coffin, well, it wasn't the whole truth. The truth is, every time I saved them from a calamity, the fairies would come after me. I've never known a moment of true peace. The only thing I could ever do was run for my life and hibernate for years at a time. I'm sure that at the start I really did want to build an ideal nation. But not now. Not anymore. Every time I decide to work harder and finally get it right next time, I only ever end up having more stones thrown at me. I've been imprisoned, crucified, beheaded, drowned, burned. Oh, the only thing they haven't done is poison me. So by now I've stopped putting my hopes in fairies. My only companions are Totoro, the Black Knight, and Rhynek. I'm not even sure about Uther. Oh. Even they only see me as an important tool. Nothing more. So I only fight to protect Britain for myself. It's the only place I belong. That's why I'm going to unify the fairies and give humans the right to build a kingdom. That's the Britain I want. The sort of story proper human history would never allow. I've never been Ash the Savior. I'm just Ash the Witch. But surely there must have been at least one good fairy, right? One who believed in you and understood you? Wasn't there ever a single fairy you genuinely wanted to help? No, there wasn't. Not a single one. That's why things turned out this way. Mash, you came here from the era of the High Queen. I don't know which faction you belonged to in that time. I can never know, for if I did, that would change what happens in the future. I've been vacillating for a long time now about whether to kill you or save you. Oh! But I don't think it matters now. This is the Fate era, a history entirely of the Tree of Emptiness's making. Okay. And as long as that tree exists, anything goes in its lost belt. No matter what may be added to this world, it will simply adjust to its history to match. Things don't have to make sense in a world with a Tree of Emptiness. The reason Morgan was so cavalier about using the water mirror to send things back in time to the Fate era is her awareness that nothing which changed in the Fate era will affect the start of the era of the High Queen. So you're saying worlds created by Trees of Emptiness can tolerate a fair number of discrepancies without falling apart? That's right. That's why I'm here. The Fate era is the last point in time where things can be so wibbly-wobbly. The moment you spoke of the era of the High Queen, I had a flash of insight as to how the future must have played out. She must have used all the magical energy stored inside the Tree of Emptiness to transform this lost belt into a singularity. I still won't know why she chooses to do that until the time comes, of course. But in the meantime, Mash, I can tell you that you can only exist while the Fate era lasts. In 400 years, at the start of the era of the High Queen, you'll disappear, whether you're still alive or dead. Well, I mean, I know for a fact Mash doesn't get killed off, so I mean, she avoids that somehow, clearly. You do understand that, right?
Yes, I arrived in Britain in the year 2019 of the era of the High Queen. Since I didn't exist in that era before that date, when the Tree of Emptiness dies. Ugh, I swear. Just because Fate era's history can be changed, that doesn't give her the right to send every problem she can't handle back to the past to let nature disappear it for her. And now she started sending servants as well as calamities? Unbelievable. That's just pathetic is what it is. So I guess the least I can do is make things right. Since I'm mixed up in all of this too, it's my responsibility to send you back to the future you came from. Are you sure? No, wait, is it even possible? In a way, yes. It should work as long as there aren't any historical inconsistencies leading up to the calamity of Norwick in year 2019, of the era of the High Queen. So how would you feel about hiding out at the farthest edge of the world where no one would ever see you? Are we talking about putting MASH in Avalon? That sounds like putting MASH in Avalon. That's what that sounds like. I could be wrong, but I'm like 90% certain that's what that implies. I'm like 92.8% certain.
おや、何か物入りかな？昨今。
Which is an interesting. So she's gonna live out over 2,400 years. Just chilling by herself. I mean, yeah, again, you know, Jinako had to survive for longer, I guess. Because Jinako had to go all the way back to... I don't even remember, but I know she had to go back like 10,000 years. Like, she had to go back to like way back. So I mean, I guess comparatively MASH has it easy, I suppose. Damn. Mardagoshi Shinji, frick you, buddy. Alright. But Avalon's on the reverse side of the world, not its farthest edge, isn't it? Is it? I thought Avalon got described as the tower at the end of the world, or something. Or I guess Merlin's tower. Like the it's the end of the world, something. That's Rongo. I feel like I'm remembering something about Merlin. I don't know, maybe not. I could have sworn Merlin said I don't know. I'm probably mistaken. Oh no, actually no, I remember. Yeah, no, you're right. It is the reverse side of the world. Cause, I remember now. Yeah, no, you're right. Avalon is the reverse side. Going for CL, yeah. Unfortunately, it's probably gonna take a while to get her. Like, I'm still confident I'll get her. Maybe not by the end of the month, like I was hoping, but I'll get her. I'll get her within her poll period. I'm pretty sure. Unless I get really, 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 really boned by luck. Which could happen. I hope not, but it could happen. And then hopefully get BB after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now I'm working on 3 people getting to bond 11, 12, and 13 respectively. And my 50 day should be in 16 days? Or 15 or 16 days? 15. So I'm hoping I get CL quickly so I can save all those 30s for Dubai BB. But I don't know. I got 30 SQ from the 50-day bonus and from Kyon's Bond 15, and now I'm 50 rolls from Pity. Yeah. Such is life. I saw someone pop up in my supports earlier this morning because I did a little bit of pre-stream, like event grinding. That I think it was like cries in NP5 CL, and I was like, oh, lucky you. But yeah, I would like just 1 CL maybe. Also, that's probably not good. Albion? That's probably not a good. Probably that's probably really bad. But we're not gonna get into that quite yet. We got through Manchester, as well as the 8th fragment, so I think we'll stop there. Yeah. And the next LB6 stream will be a few days out because I'm planning to take another day off tomorrow, and then Monday the members stream. So the next LB6 FGO stream will be Tuesday. So we'll see what horrors await us here then. Desensitized to 7 to 9 arrow chapters yet. It's still a little bit daunting, but for the most part, yeah. Like some of them haven't been that bad. Generally, I say as I've been doing like 1 section a stream. I put my phone on top of my Suki limited edition box and got her in 60 SQ. I wonder if I could put my computer on top of my Tsukihime box. No, they'd probably squish it, if anything. It's probably not a good idea to try. Probably not the best idea. But hey. Still waiting for a PC Suki release. Guess I'll die. I'm sure it'll come eventually. Probably. But, maybe at like the 10th anniversary of Sukiri, maybe. if we're lucky. So just what the original JP release is, what, 2022? So, well, just 6 more years. Bundled with Red Garden Edition Copium. That wouldn't be horrible if they when they release Red Garden, they release it and Piece of Blue Glass Moon as a bundle on PC. I could see them doing that. I just hope Other Side of Red Garden. Nah, it shouldn't matter. I was gonna say, I hope Other Side of Red Garden releases on PS4, even though PS4 is way out of date, but like, I don't know. Like, it's a visual novel. There shouldn't be any reason for them to not release on old gen consoles, right? Probably. I'd say very much probably. But anyway, oh, it's 2021. I thought it was 2022 for some reason. Okay. So yeah, so maybe 2031. We'll get the PC release. Who knows? Yeah, maybe they'll announce something for the 5th anniversary. That'd be cool. That'd be dope. You also have to question whether Tsukiri Part 2 will get a English release at the same time as JP, or if there'll be like a 3-year gap again. I hope there's no 3-year gap again. But for some reason I have this odd feeling that there probably will be. Maybe not 3 years, but I have a feeling there's probably going to be a gap. I guess I have to sacrifice my firstborn to Nasu. I don't even know if that would work. I should want to value our GP fanbase first to get it released first. I have a feeling that's what will happen, but I don't think they'll have like a 3-year gap this time. I think it'll maybe be like a 1 year. I hope. Maybe that might be hopium. But our option to actually test it the market and release worldwide and see how much interest there is in the VN market nowadays. I mean, didn't Tsukiri Part 1 and Witch and the Holy Night sell pretty well when they were released in English? I'm pretty sure they sold pretty well. Not like millions of copies, obviously, but I'm pretty sure they exceeded expectations, I would think. I don't know. I think they did. Yeah, I could have sworn I saw something about that where I think it was Witch on a Holy Night sold like almost double or triple what they were expecting. I mean, I could be crazy. Maybe I'm thinking something else, but I'd like to think the Western markets become viable in their eyes now. Again, there's probably still gonna be a gap, but hopefully not like as big of a one. Like if it's a 1 year gap compared to like the little over 3 year one that was with Suki Repart 1. I would. Mohe was bought in Japan too because 3 was what. Yeah, no, but I thought it was something like specifically about like I could have sworn I saw something specifically about the Western release, though. Or like how it's sold in the West. I don't know. I have to do research. It's been a while. But I could have sworn I remember them. I don't know. But anyway, you know, like I said though, that's gonna do it for LB6 for today. And yeah, I'll pick back up on Tuesday in it, and see if Koyansky releases a horrible dragon upon this world. Which, it seems likely, to be honest. But I also know, unfortunately, from having used Melu as a support before, I know she has something to do with Albion. Because her third Ascension Noble Phantasm was, what, Hollow Heart Albion? So... I'm curious to see where that's gonna come into play. Because I feel like it must, right? If this section's about Albion, she must show up. I can't imagine she wouldn't. Unless the Albion thing with her Noble Phantasm is somehow separate from the actual, like, no, there's no way. I don't know. I'll see. Who knows? I suppose I'll find out when we get through it. But anyway, for now, that's gonna do it. Thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll catch you later. Peace.